Hello. I've been wanting to post this video for a while now. This was some months back, about, 4 months back or whatever. And a demon went inside me. I was just laying down, not even trying to do the astral stuff. I was just laying down, and this demon hit me hard. Bam, out of nowhere. It went down my throat, so I only saw its face for a split second. It was a white, pale whitish, gray tint demon, and it's hard to describe its face. I only seen it for, anyway, it went down my throat while it was talking in demonic tongues. I don't know what it, said, but it sounded like Coca-Cola almost, but yeah, sounds funny, not funny. It was scary as fuck. It felt like a python went down my throat, like my throat stretched out and my esophagus felt like it stretched out and it went down my stomach. And I was trying to fight it, and I started praying and for like an hour, like fighting this, and I thought everything was okay, and because I saw I felt at ease, and I saw like gold and silver specks around my body, kind of falling around my body, and that happened early in the morning, and in the afternoon I had to go to the hospital. I had the worst panic attack ever. Well, I've had a lot of bad panic attacks. I'm diagnosed with panic disorder and anxiety, but it was a really bad panic attack. And my blood pressure was up way high, and I was having really bad chest pains, and I felt like I could have seized out or something. They wanted to do a emergency EKG on me, like right that second, and I just had an EKG done like a month before that, or a month or two before that, and it was perfect, okay. And this time it said like it wasn't okay, and I was very uncomfortable for the next week or 4 days, actually, something like that. And then I went, I just felt like, I don't know, it was really spacey, really, really spacey, and I did not feel, it's hard to find words to explain this. Then I did an astral trip. I came out of my body. I was kind of scared too after what happened. This was like a day later, the next day, I think, or the next night. And I came out of my body, and I was out of my body, clinging by the corner of my bed, still by my physical body, and I felt a very evil, strong, evil presence standing right by my doorway. Though I couldn't all the way see it, it seemed like it was trying to manifest, or I could just see the energy, but it had no form or color, so it's hard to explain. And then just by the presence, I was like, fuck, because I thought it was going to come to attack me, you know, right then. And I was trying to manifest into something, but I can't make out what it was. But anyway, it started speaking in tongues, a lot of ooh, ah stuff, you know, like a lot of O sounding, and then it kept saying, when it did speak in English, it would only say, 2 knives, 2 knives. I can still remember it in my head, like, it was freaky. It's just, you could explain it, but you can't explain the vibe and the vibes when you're there. Just kept saying 2 knives, 2 knives, 2 knives, repeatedly, over and over and over. And so I kind of went in the hallway, and you know when you hear the sound, like when someone's talking, like if they're happy or mad, like down or irritated. When I went in the hallway, it seemed like it got a little more irritated, like 2 knives, like when I got, and so I went back in my room and just like walking in little circles this is all out of my body, and then it got a little more happier, like 2 knives, 2 knives, 2 knives, and then first I did say, what's your name? And it said, 2 knife man, 2 knife demon, ha, like, and then it started laughing, and it had a funny laugh, but I could still feel like this was the evil, strong presence, and then it was like, 2 knives, 2 knives, like, for what sounded like his voice was getting more happier, and I don't know how many times it said 2 knives, I didn't know, like, I kept looking back at my body to make sure I'm still out of my body, because I thought, you know, anyways, I finally saw a sword handle that had 2 knives on it that curved, like 2 knives on a sword handle. When I seen it, it stopped, it shut up, and I touched it. It looked really cool, the designs, and then I dropped it. I was like, should I have not touched that? And then right away I sunk into the floor, and that demon was right with me, like on my back, right with me. And okay, look, most of my experiences, I'm really good at getting out of my body, and I'm mostly just around my room or outside the house, or I'm in the black void. I was in some whole other fucking dimension, and it was a really dark, scary one, and I was scared, but I was trying to be brave and hold that fear. And because this was some dark, demonic place, like just the feeling from it, I cannot explain the feeling. Like, it was so black that the little I could see was like, it looked like almost like empty cells or rooms, but I didn't see any doors, you know? And I remember seeing a fan, like, on the floor that was spinning, and it was so black, the blades looked just pitch black. And I saw a lot of pipes, a lot of big and little pipes, and winged creatures, a little bit of little winged creatures, and it just felt like a very dark place that was not in this world. And we would shift into different, this is the best way I could explain this, we would shift into different dimensions, and it's like every time we would shift, we go right through the floor, and sometimes it was like we went through more than one floor, like really fast, like it layered, like this place that like layered, these dimensions that layered over each other, like when we it felt like we went through like two, and then there was like a switch every time we would go through one, and one of them was lit up where I could have seen, but we went through it so fast that I didn't see anything. And I remember I saw it was really dark, and I felt completely empowered, like totally powered, like empowered, spiritually empowered, and like I was flying fast. I was just going fast, like really fast there, trying to check this place out, but it was so dark, like an empty, I don't know, because it was so dark and nothing, just a lot of space. And I did see this other spirit walk and kind of look at me, walked out of like the dark and kind of looked at me. And it was like fucking 14 feet tall or 13 feet tall, and it just looked right at me. And I just, it kind of looked like a Dragon Ball Z character almost. But the presence it gave off, I just felt like, I went the other way. I just saw it kind of back into the darkness. And this demon that was with me, because I could feel it right with me. And it started talking about, I think it started talking about like serving the dark side and shit. And I said, I don't want to serve the dark side. And I wish I could try to explain more of what this place was. It was like let's say a building. Imagine a building with different floors, okay? And all these floors really look the same. Like, and I could have went more into other dimensions, but the farther you go, the farther you're getting away from your body. And I didn't trust this demon. Even I felt like it was a evil one, a really powerful evil one. I didn't trust it, so I didn't want to go any farther. And I was gonna land somewhere because I was going really fast, and it did say not to land at the certain spot I wanted to land at, because it said there's like entities that want to take energy from me right over there. So I just didn't land there. Which I already heard my friend tell me something like that, and of course I already knew about the entities that, like especially the lower level ones that want to suck suck your spiritual energy out of you. And I don't know what place this was. It was really dark and it was really scary, and it was not from this world. I remember I said, I don't want to serve the dark side, And I remember it said, well, there is still things you could do in the astrals. I think that's the last thing it said. And I was going to go deeper, but into like, down into, I was curious, but I was scared I wasn't going to make it back in. But so I eventually was back in my body. It's already 14 minutes. Oh my god. That was weird. And I've tried to get in different dimensions so many times, and I'm usually just around my room or around the house, or I'm getting attacked by demons, fighting them, or when I really try to, or I get stuck somewhere and I don't even know where I'm at, So I got back in my body. I got back in my body. And this is what happened twice within an hour. I remember the sound. Here's the two last creepy ass things that happened. I remember the sound of that demon's voice. The sound and a lot of ooh, ah, ooh, oh, ooh, you know, a lot of that, you know. And this is when I came back in my body, and I was just sitting up on my phone, and I don't know, I was just on my phone sitting up, just, and then all of a sudden, I closed my, I think my eyes went closed, and I started, or I don't know if they went closed, but I started speaking in demonic tongues in the way that demon was, in its voice. A lot of the ooh, ooh, ahs, and I was moving, I was going and moving in different really fast hand gestures. Super fast though, like faster than a human can, you know. And I was like, and then it lasted just for like 3 seconds, and I was spooked, and then I was just sitting there like for a long time. And like, well, it happened twice in an hour. Then I was just sitting there, like, you know, scared, not wanting that to happen again. And then it did it, and the same thing happened again. And it, like, I felt it, but it was that demon controlling me. And I didn't like the feeling that, oh my gosh, that was, that, ugh. And then the last creepy thing was it later that night, or was it the next day? My friend was driving me, and it wasn't a long drive, and I just had this feeling that God wasn't with me, and this demon was with me now. And it was almost like it was saying that in my conscious. And then all of a sudden, not my phone, but my friend's phone, which was just sitting there. He wasn't even on it, wasn't doing anything on the phone, was just sitting there. I didn't tell my friend what was going on, but it spoke through the phone. And it just said something, what did it say exactly? Like, me and you are about to, you know, I remember the voice of it, or almost there and about to turn on the name of the street, and kind of laughed. And I'm like, turned to my friend, I'm like, did you hear that? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, has your phone ever did something like that before? And he's like, no. I was freaked. I was like, what's next? But I don't think I had any more like weird problems with that demon after that. I mean, I prayed a lot because I didn't want it to be my God, like to be, you know, I love God, I love Jesus, and even though it felt like a good spirit guide, but I was too scared, like when it first appeared. I don't know if it's the same one that went down my throat or not. But it felt like this, you know, when I was going in those different dark dimensions, I think it was with me. And but I don't trust no spirit guides or demons, you know. They're counterfeit. Wow. This is almost 20-minute video. I wish I could have made it shorter. Well, I got 2.5 hours of meditation done, and I'm planning to get some more done. And it is really hot. Peace. How do you turn this off?